Welcome to episode 44 of the Travel Calumet Original Podcast. I'm your host, Rick Sense. Today we are taping in Calumet County's beautiful and iconic, historic, any more adjectives, guys, you want to throw in that? Crystal Ballroom in St. John, just outside of Sherwood. Joining me today for the episode are friends of the show, Dana and Eric Krueger, owners of the Crystal Ballroom. Welcome back to the show, Dana and Eric. Great to have you again.
Thank you for having us again.
Always enjoyable coming here. It's such a beautiful facility. Folks, just so you know, we're sitting inside the ballroom this morning, actually set up for the gymnastics classes, which I'm looking at that, and I want to take gymnastics now. It's just such a beautiful venue. It's if you haven't checked it out yet, you got to make it on your calendar of things to do. It's just an awesome place to come see, and you got to check out some of the things they're up to. And we're going to go into that in a little bit here, so you can kind of choose what day you want to come on out and join Dana and Eric in their dream that they've got going out here. So for listeners that have maybe missed previous appearances that you've had on the Travel Calumet Original Podcast, would you share what the Crystal Ballroom is and what you are both offering the community?
So the Crystal Ballroom is a historic wedding and event venue built in 1928, featuring hosting weddings, hosting various events, bridal showers, birthday parties, you name it. But primarily our focus as well, in addition to those, is line dancing and ballroom dancing. So we offer those on a weekly basis, also incorporating lessons for both styles. Also do a little bit of Latin dancing, done some polka, and then we also have at our lower level Rebel Dance Academy with its youth-based gymnastics and dance program. So kind of a multifaceted, very versatile building, a lot of history, but this beautiful hardwood floor from 1928 has been restored. It's a wonderful statement piece to this facility. So it's a lot of fun. And
speaking of ballroom, we're going to be bringing our Ballroom Kids program, piloting this summer. So Our youth can start learning how to do some ballroom dancing as well.
The next generation coming up, yeah.
So your business plan, you started, and every good business has a business model and plan in their mind, and then as you start, things adjust and you change things. Can you maybe share with listeners some of the things from our previous shows that we've done to maybe what you're going to consider doing going forward now, that changes to your business plan a little bit?
Absolutely. So when we took over in May of 23, which is hard to believe, we're coming up on 2 years of being the new caretakers of the facility. We took it over from previous ownership, and the building kind of sat a little idle, I guess, so to speak, for a while. So our goal was to bring some life back into it, let people know, spread the word that it's back in existence, and modify some things from its previous, I guess, goals and entity as it was. So there was always ballroom dancing going on and some weddings as well, but we wanted to add some flair as well. So we incorporated the Rebel Dance Academy youth dance program, which is covering hip-hop, lyrical, ballet, tap, all sorts of things. Also incorporating gymnastics now into that as well. But then we wanted to expand the ballroom, offerings and have those weekly dances. So we have them on the 2nd and 4th Fridays each month, the 1st and 3rd Sundays of each month. But then the newest addition has been line dancing, which has been a really welcome, I think, addition to the community. It's a little bit more accessible for folks who maybe don't have a partner or just want to try some basic movement, exercise, things of that nature, and then listen to some good music, some high energy, fun music as well. So that is now on the 1st and 3rd Fridays of the month, as well as the 3rd Saturday of each month. And there's various levels. You can obviously find more information on our website and on our socials, but
all ages, and we get a pretty broad spectrum of individuals, and it's a great social aspect for everybody.
It is. It's a very welcoming community, both, I think, for the ballroom community, the line dance community, Latin dance community, even the polka that we've had here as well. It's like a judgment-free zone. You come in, you learn at your own pace. Our instructors are wonderful. They can see if you have, quote-unquote, 2 left feet. They're going to get you to have that second differentiation of your left and right, how to go forward and back, the basic terminology, steps, where to listen to that beat on the 1 and the 3 or the 2 and the 4, that sort of thing. So you really kind of feel that groove and next thing you know, you're having fun, laughing with your friends, and of course we have a full service bar as well.
Mm-hmm. And now, Dana, I know you do instruction, dance instruction, but are you the primary, or is there someone else that comes and helps out with the line dance events?
So we have multiple instructors. We have a group from southern Wisconsin called Blended Boots. They come in and help us with our first Friday, kind of gear that towards a little bit more of a country style with some modern twisting into there. And then we have a couple of ladies from the Green Bay area that come in for our third Saturday of the month. That's a lot more of the modern, we call it our advanced night. It's a little bit more complicated in steps. We encourage people to come and look and watch for what to aspire to, but it's not always as accessible for our beginners. So that is why we incorporated the Ultimate Beginner evening, which includes myself and two of my current instructors. And that's where we kind of introduce folks to the very, very basics. So if you've never danced before, never done line dancing before, that's a great opportunity to get familiar with the language and the basic steps. And then we usually teach a couple of extra dances those nights.
So who comes, I'm sorry, Dana, but who comes to line dancing? Is it people my age, your ages, younger, older?
All ages.
All ages.
Yep,
okay.
all ages. We've had, some youngsters from 18 all the way up to 70s. So, I mean, it is a pretty broad.
And north of that even.
Yes, in north of that, yes.
Yep, and you'll see a variety of, it's not just a ladies' night, as an example. Gentlemen are out here by themselves. Some gentlemen are coming with their spouse who is dragging them in, and they need a little bit more encouragement.
We have a couple spectators,
and I can
not always
obviously
participating.
relate to that feeling, so gentlemen, I'm right here with you. But that being said, once they get out on the dance floor and try it, and give that the old college try with a little maybe liquid encouragement sometimes also helps, but they see and they light up and say, wow, I can do this. Like, this is an accessible thing. Again, it's that element of exercise and fun, socialization.
I was just going to say exercise, too. It's a huge, so many people come and do it just simply for the health benefits. You know, it's a great way to socialize, make new friends, hang with your current friends, and then get some fitness in while you're at it. You know, it's like, it's not going to the gym, which can get redundant. It's a fun way to get that cardio in.
Yep.
So if I'm going to come on out and try this, what should I be wearing? Tennis shoes? Boots?
My personal recommendation is tennis shoes. A lot of folks do wear boots, and we encourage if you want to dress the part. A few people can make it through an entire 3 hours and wear their boots the whole evening, but we do have a handful of folks that wear dance sneakers specifically, or just their gym sneakers too, so that they're a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, we suggest comfort at first, and then if you work your way up to maybe, getting those accessories and you're looking like you're
sure,
on
throw on the cowboy
or
hat.
whatever, that's great. But you definitely want to focus on your comfort, get used to how your feet move, your legs move.
Yeah, a few folks come in their bib overalls too, so I mean, you can.
It's quite interesting to see folks who come in and say, oh, you know what, it's maybe a little chilly in here. About 5 minutes later, after they do the first song, they're sweating a little bit because they're working it out. So the comfort, I think, is recommended.
We do suggest layers.
Yeah.
In addition to line dancing, you do special events from time to time. And I know, Eric, I'm going to turn to the one that's upcoming special event, and I'd ask you to kind of weigh in on first. And that's on May 3rd. It's the Daddy-Daughter Dance. Can you maybe talk to the dads out there and why it's such a great opportunity for them?
Absolutely. Dads. You have to do this. Being a girl dad myself, this is our second event that we've had, obviously, since we've taken over for the Daddy-Daughter. And prior to that, I have taken my daughter to a number of the events over the years. And it's something that it's a memory that you're making every time you do it. Not every dance is going to be the same, so you have that opportunity to see their face light up. You have that opportunity to let them laugh at you. You're this father figure, and obviously this is open to not just dads. It's all father figures in life. Could be the uncle, grandpa, stepfather, whoever it is. Bring your loved one along and watch their face light up. You get a chance to put your guard down and do some of those silly dances like the chicken dance or the Macarena. Or I've seen the evolution of my daughter, who's now 11, to where we were singing Disney songs at the top of our lungs. I love Frozen, by the way, and Frozen 2. I will even give that credit as well. But now we're singing Taylor Swift songs. It's an evolution of growth and seeing how they change and how you change. But at the end of the day, it's about making memories with your little princess. And what better place than a ballroom like this where you kind of step back in time. Hardwood floors, you have the vaulted ceilings, you have great music. You can kind of let them, twirl around, get them a corsage, let them spin around, twirl them around the dance floor. Snacks are waiting.
A lot of our princesses show up in their favorite princess garb.
Yep. So,
absolutely, we highly encourage dressing up and make a night of it.
Yeah, and the thing that I unfortunately remind myself as I see my 11-year-old grow older and older is that the time is limited. So what better time than now when they're growing, because they're not always going to have that opportunity. Next thing you know, you're going to be having the first dance at their wedding, which is hopefully at the Crystal Ballroom. But it's one of those things where I'm not looking forward to that. So I'm trying to take in these moments as often as possible. And the daddy-daughter dance here is a really special one. So.
And Dana, you're the mom, so I have to ask you from your perspective, for moms out there, why is this such a great event?
Well, absolutely. It's a great bonding opportunity for fathers and daughters. I mean, there's, sports and things like that dads can get their daughters involved too, but it's also really nice to see the dads step into the other side and do some dancing, and to Eric's point, be silly and have some fun and do some of those things you wouldn't typically do in normal circumstances. It's also a great opportunity to show your daughter what is expected in like a dating world and in dating aspects, and how you should be treated and being treated like a princess, and enjoying those special moments and building those memories. And it is just overall, it's a blast. It's so much fun. I mean, I get a great kick watching all these little girls dancing with their dads. So it's really about those memories. And
it's on Saturday, May 3rd?
Saturday, May 3rd.
And what other information should people know? Okay.
Ticket information can be registration if you'd like. Otherwise, you can come day of as well. CrystalWisconsin.com has more information.
There's a little bit of a discount for advanced tickets. You can do it, at the CrystalWisconsin.com. Current Revel dancers can also register through the Revel website. And, we'll have some decent snacks and things of that. So definitely you don't have to come with a full stomach. We'll take care of you there. There'll be some games and prizes.
We'll have the photo booth up, which is another opportunity.
Yes, the photo booth is always a great time.
That I've really liked to do, and now we have it digitally, of course, but we, looking back at the prints of my daughter over the years at these different events and seeing the growth. So now we have, with technology, we have a nice little photo booth where you can get it right on your phone and keep that digitally as well. So.
Yes.
Exciting stuff. Yeah.
Sounds like you got every corner organized and covered for this.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Great.
For sure.
Okay.
Yep.
I love seeing the reels that you guys post on your social media. And for listeners out there, if you haven't been out to the Facebook page or the Instagram accounts for the Crystal, and I'm sorry if I'm only calling it the Crystal. That's how it's kind of known around this.
Absolutely. No, that's perfect.
But it's Crystal Ballroom formerly, but we around here call it the Crystal a lot.
We do. Yeah.
And it's just when you run those, I see, like you mentioned, the line dancing before, and just some of the technique that's there, and the interesting different styles that also are available for folks to try out. Can you maybe share with listeners some of the other opportunities, the other different styles of dance that are available for the different venues?
Absolutely. So what's really neat about all of these different styles of dance is there are multiple steps within each, style, if you will. So for our ballroom dance community, there is a wide variety of these variations. And with our lessons on our Friday nights, our second and fourth Friday, we have a rotation of not only instructors, but then a rotation of the dance step. So this Friday, as an example, we have the cha-cha lesson, which is a style of ballroom dance. After that, 2 weeks from then, we're going to have another East Coast swing, which is more of a, upbeat opportunity for partner dancing within the ballroom community. We've done West Coast Swing, which is a variation of that. We've done Hustle, which is, if you think of Saturday Night Fever and the disco era, that's one of my personal favorites, I think, only because I think that's the one that I may be semi-good at, as I've learned.
And we always encourage people to dress up, too.
We do.
Get into it and have some fun with it.
We do have various theme nights as well, like a 70s night for those hustles as well. But back to your point, even with Latin dance, there's different styles of that as well. There's bachata and salsa lessons, which we have done on our first Saturdays for the last few months. And then we have a rotating, period of when we offer that as well. But those are a couple of variations. So when you see those reels, you're going to see a lot of different styles of dance. And then another thing that's very neat that not many people know, that I found interesting as we got into this, is that both in line and in ballroom, there are multiple different types of dances that can be done to the same song. So in the reels, you will see some folks who are doing a rumba step, but you might see someone else doing a West Coast swing step. And in line dancing, you might see somebody who's doing the wolf to help me out with another variation of a different dance.
Sure, like, yeah, they'll do slap and leather.
Slap and leather. Yeah, there's these different...
There's a lot of flexibility.
There is flexibility.
We encourage creative liberties.
Yes, so you'll see the variation of not only demographic, but you'll see the variation of dance style, depending on the evening. So it's a really neat thing, and I get out there as much as I can to get those reels, because it's really neat to just see that variation, all this different type of interpretation. That's what's neat about dance and the arts, is that it's very up to the person and what they really attach to. They hear a beat, they go, this one calls out to me cha-cha, I'm going to do cha-cha on this. Same thing with the line. So it's a really cool
Yeah, you'll see people
cool
doing
thing.
multiple variations within the songs, and it's neat. There's no rules. You just you do what you want.
Yeah.
Dana, I'll turn to you on this one. And for somebody out there who's like really thought in the back of mind, I really want to try dancing, what would you suggest or say to them to get them motivated to come on out and try it?
Oh, you just gotta get here. That is the entire battle, is just getting yourself out, getting yourself here. I know several of our instructors too commend people just for coming here. That is usually the most difficult part. We've got so many people that have never danced before, all the way to people who've been doing this for 25 years. So there is no right, there's no wrong. A lot of people are not comfortable, like, I've never done it before. And it's like, you have a heartbeat, you can keep a rhythm, and then they'll teach you. We'll teach you. Absolutely. So, we have varying degrees. We encourage everybody, just come out and see. Again, all the communities, all of our Latin dancers, our ballroom dancers, our line dancers, all a very welcoming community. There's groups of folks, they come out, they leave their significant others at home. Some significant others come and just spectate, don't participate. It's it's an all-inclusive social opportunity for folks, and there's no pressure. You'll always have someone who's going to break something down if it gets too complicated. There's always somebody who's willing to help. We've got a large group of people that attend our events regularly, and they recognize new faces, and they're so incredibly welcoming. They'll come over and say, hey, you new to dance, what brings you here? So we really encourage, groups of friends, great, come on out. If you're by yourself, still, come on out. There's someone that's here that will make you feel comfortable. And otherwise, we're always behind the bar and happy to chit-chat until somebody feels more comfortable to come out on the floor. Or, as Eric mentioned, we have the full bar. If you need a little liquid courage, we're always there for that, too.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's,
Yeah, I think to your point, the biggest thing is getting out of your comfort zone, and it's something completely different for, I think, the majority of people. People are used to their maybe daily routines or what they do on the weekends and go to dinner, and then what's next? Is it the movies? This is another opportunity to try something new, make new friends. If it's a date night, rekindle that time that you don't get to spend and really try something that you can learn together. But
giggle with each other.
Absolutely. But as you learn, the thing that I think is really, really interesting and really rewarding to me as a business owner with Dana is that it is so versatile. Like your point, just because you don't know how to do it doesn't mean that you can't learn. It's, why not just give it a try? And next thing you know, I think you're going to fall in love with it. Yeah. And what's really cool in addition to that is all skill levels, like you said, very welcoming. If you're a beginner, those well-seasoned people, they come to some of the beginner nights just because they love to dance.
Yes,
and then it's
they
the opposite.
love to bring the enthusiasm and the passion that they have to new people too. It's very exciting.
Inclusivity, not exclusivity, I guess, is our point with that. Yeah. Everybody's welcome, all skill sets.
Yeah,
have
and
some fun.
Full disclosure, some of this stuff is challenging in the beginning,
but
it's great for mental health and physical health too. Yep. Building those new connections in your brain and patterns and things like that. There's nothing but benefits to it. So again, just get through that door. That's the hardest part.
Mm-hmm.
So before we leave dance, we did mention and talk about the daddy-daughter dance as a special event that's coming up, and we've talked about the regularly scheduled dancing that's occurring, the line dancing and the ballroom dance. What other events do you have planned from the dance perspective for the foreseeable future?
Well, looking to the end of the year, we have our annual Halloween family dance that incorporates some not so scary decorations and music and selection, snacks, etc. And being a historic facility, full disclosure, everyone, not haunted, as far as we understand. Maybe has that rap because it's such an old building, but it does take on that very special vibe in October. So highly recommend that for families. And then we also have our Snowball, which is a winter formal that goes back traditionally to the previous owners as well. It was actually a recurring thing.
It's kind of a celebration of the building's original structure.
Yep, and it is kind of like the kickoff to the holiday season at the Crystal as well. So we really go a little overboard with our decorations, and it's obviously very fun to do with such a versatile space. We have a ceiling tree that goes all the way up to the ceiling. That's
14-foot tree.
It's a really, really neat thing. So that's a statement piece as the holidays get underway. But those are two main annual events that we have coming up as well, in addition to our recurring.
We have our Jingle Bell Ball as well, that Santa will be in attendance, and we encourage that to be a very big family event. We do dancing. Sometimes there's special guest appearances by the Grinch and company.
The Grinch made an appearance.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of fun things that occur on that. So Snowball, we encourage a little bit more of a formal adult, maybe date night, and our Jingle Bell Ball is very much geared towards our families.
Okay. And you know, I appreciate the fact that everybody in the area seems to be calling this place the Crystal, because it's more than just a ballroom.
Absolutely.
And a dance.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And maybe we can just spend some time talking a little bit. I know, Eric, your forte is music. You have a musical background, and Dana's is the dance background.
Yep.
Could you maybe just talk a little bit about the importance of music here and why you find this is such a great venue for music?
Absolutely, and that does remind me of another upcoming dance event that is even sooner than October, which would be one of my projects called A-Town Unplugged is playing on May 31st. The caveat to that is it's not only a dance event, all spectators are welcome.
Absolutely.
And that's a Fox Valley-based cover band that's been in existence since 2004. And it has been a really good fit for this facility, specifically because our catalog and repertoire is very versatile. And the ballroom dance community can find, again, going back to those multiple different variations of steps, they hear a song and go, ooh, I can East Coast swing to this. Ooh, I can cha-cha to this. And it's a song by something that you wouldn't think you could dance to, like Tears for Fears, or Seals and Crofts, or Simon & Garfunkel, or the Beatles, one of those. It's a very neat, my perspective of obviously having seen it behind the bar at the Crystal and also playing and being a performer, to see that sort of light bulb go off is really neat. So then the layperson who's just coming for a show is more than welcome as well. There's not a bad line of sight in this facility.
No. Yeah.
We have plenty of seating as well, but you're obviously welcome to get up and sway if you're
I
not
was
a
just going to
seasoned
say,
dancer.
you're always welcome to just sway
Move
side
around.
to side.
Even prior to getting into the dance business, being a performer and seeing people light up and stand up and move and sway is always very energetic as a performer, and we kind of feed off the crowd. So, again, my background has been music for 30 years, Dana's dance instruction for 20 plus. I don't know if we're aging ourselves that much,
There's a
but
few more out there now, but it's okay.
it is definitely a passion of mine to make sure that music is a part of this facility. In my opinion, there can never be enough rooms for people to come together and witness art, be it in original music format, which is also something I'm very passionate about, being a songwriter as well, to the cover music as well. So sounds great in here as well. I mean, the acoustics in this facility are fantastic. We have had salsa bands in here before. We had kind of a Motown swingish type band in here. We've had A-Town in here. We had an original music showcase in here featuring a number of different Mile Music artists. We've also have some Mile Music related events called Mile Down the Road here as well. So there's been a variation, versatility of styles so far.
Let's segue to the Mile Down the Road events. It's really an interesting thing for listeners that maybe are from outside the area. The city of Appleton, which is actually part of Calumet County, puts on a festival every year. It's the first week of August. It's called the Mile of Music, and it's literally just a collection of original music, original artists performing all at different unique venues across the Fox cities, and mostly in Appleton.
Yep.
And there's been this move towards beyond just the College Avenue experience or the downtown Appleton experience and into other venues. And the Crystal has been fortunate to be was the first venue, and also has done more than one event for the Mile of Music folks. Can you maybe talk through that a little bit, where that's at, what you've done in the past, and maybe give us any sneak peeks of maybe what's to come?
Yeah, so Mile Down the Road was spawned by a conversation that Dave Willems, who's founder of Mile Music, and I had a couple of years ago as we came into the Crystal. And we were discussing, the Mile over the years. I've been lucky enough to be a performer at each one so far, which has definitely been an honor. And through my various projects, I've, multiple different acts and played some private events through Mile as well. And we were just discussing the impact in the community, bringing a taste of that original Mile experience, maybe outside of just the College Avenue corridor and, kind of that near radius of where it typically is held that first weekend in August. And Dave said, hey, why don't we give this a shot and bring a couple of Mile artists out, give them a taste of the original music experience, maybe a teaser to the festival itself, what that vibe really entails in terms of original music, supporting the community with a great, afternoon or evening of live original music. And so far we've had 2 different Mile Down the Road events, both singer-songwriter based, which were fantastic. And we're talking about artists who are on the verge of breaking big. The level of talent that the Mile team brings in each and every year is really, really incredible. So for folks who, maybe haven't had the opportunity to be exposed to either Mile Music proper at that first weekend of August, we encourage you to check out the next event that we have. Not on the books yet, but we are going to be working on solidifying a date with Dave and the Mile team actually coming up next week. So definitely encourage everyone to check out thecrystalwisconsin.com and, of course, milemusic.com, which you should be doing already, doing your homework for the festival coming up. I know they're going to be announcing their first artists very soon. And then, of course, download the app so you're staying up to date with all of that fun stuff in terms of artist announcements, all of the things that they do for the youth community as well in terms of music education. There's so many things that festival really has spearheaded over the years, and it's really exciting to be a part of it.
So in addition to the great events that are hopefully coming soon, as you kind of teased us on a little bit with the Mile Down the Road event, you guys are always busy too doing other things. I drive by here almost every day on my way to work and my way home. And I'm always interested, especially as we get to the weekends, to see what's happening out in the gazebo area, which, by the way, folks, we haven't even talked about the fact that there's a gazebo here in addition to the ballroom. And, I've seen decorations at times, and it's like, someone's going to get married at the Crystal this weekend. Could you maybe walk listeners through that experience? If a couple is out there looking for a venue, can you maybe encourage them why this would be such a great choice for them?
One thing is that we can offer indoor and outdoor ceremonies. I know a lot of couples want to do the outdoor, but there's always the concern for inclement weather. So that's one thing that we can provide, and that's something that we can change on a dime with being able to have their ceremonies out of the gazebo. There's other options as well if that's not quite what they're looking for. It's nice that everything transitions right here on the property. There's no traveling. Your guests don't have to find a second location or third location. You can come right in. Ceremony and reception can seamlessly transition between the two without having to transfer to another location and change decorations and things of that nature. The facility is large enough that in the event of inclement weather, we can still have the ceremony indoors and then quickly transition to our reception as well. We also have a couple of amenities that are always convenient, like our bridal suites and groom's rooms. That's where folks can go ahead and get ready in the beginning part of their day. Preparations, I know, can sometimes exceed 4 hours, so sometimes it's really convenient to be able to be in one location and have all of those elements happen, so it's all celebrating and not traveling in between. We offer a variety of services. We've got some in-house caterers that we love working with. So we can take some of the planning off of our bride and groom's plates. We also offer DJ services, officiant services, planning services, in addition to if you need assistance with your first dance, planning music, things of that nature. We kind of provide a full service if that's what someone's looking for. We can help guide you through the process, make sure you're not forgetting any particular details, kind of help you stay on task, on track, in advance of planning. Obviously, we've got some of our couples are planning 2 years in advance for their celebration. Some people we've had come as close as 2 months to their celebration. So we can kind of accommodate a variety of expectations, and we can always be flexible too. One thing with us, being in charge of the weddings is you're not being passed around a variety of different people. We work directly with you, and you can count on us that we will make sure that what you're planning is going to come to fruition on your day. It's not going to be someone else unexpectedly and surprisingly taking care of things that have been discussed over the months. So
yeah, and we love. So there's
oh
that.
yeah.
So we like being the points of contact with that, and we like showcasing this facility. It's different than maybe other facilities that are more, I guess, I don't know if there's
Traditional
basically like a
halls.
traditional hall, but this is a historic venue. It's a 100-year-old dance floor. Mm-hmm. It is a ballroom facility that kind of makes you take a step back in time.
A little bit of old Hollywood kind of feel to
Old
it.
Hollywood, and you just have that level of, I guess, enchantment, sophistication. There's this level of, once you walk into this place, the common theme that we hear from both brides and grooms and then family who's taking the tours is like, wow, I had no idea that a room could look this beautiful in this way. So we love to showcase that. It's a versatile space. Can adjust seating charts as necessary, and then of course we can move those things right out and get to dancing, which is what we always like to encourage.
Of course.
Yep.
Okay. And last time I was here, and I kind of alluded to this earlier, was gymnastics was just coming on the horizon. Can you maybe give listeners an update on how that's going and
Absolutely.
how the program is developed?
It's going great. We've had a large number of registrants that came in for the 24-25 season. We are continuing through summer, and then of course we'll be bringing it back for a full season in fall. Obviously summer, I know we get a little smaller around here with kids doing the outdoor sports and swim lessons and things of that nature, but we do continue the programming through the summer and encourage that. Keep the kids building skills. Confidence is huge with gymnastics. We see that a lot in dance as well. But when you're looking at specific skill sets that kids are looking to develop, specific goals, I want to get my back bend. Oh, I want to get my back handspring. When they get that, the light in their face, it's just absolutely excellent. So confidence is huge that we're seeing build in a lot of these kids. So we really encourage that program. It's also really, really helpful in tandem with dance classes as well. The dance techniques are very beneficial for our gymnasts, and the gymnastics is very beneficial for our dancers as well. So we encourage definitely do both. There's no reason to choose if you have the availability in your schedule. Right now we have a beginner level and an intermediate level, just simply because over the past school year we did see some of our students develop a little bit more quickly. So we are offering the intermediate level, and then hopefully by fall we'll be offering an advanced as well for some of our kids that have continued through the summer and really excelling.
And how are things going with Rebel Dance Academy?
Excellent. We just had our 7th recital in March. Excellent show. Kids did absolutely amazing. They always impress me. We had 2 seniors graduate. We're very excited for them to be moving on. But overall, same thing there. The program's doing really well. We've got a lot of kiddos that are participating in both the gymnastics and the dance, and we're really seeing their skill development advance more quickly. Having just a little bit more dedication throughout the week and things of that nature. Our competitive program is growing. We actually have auditions this Thursday. And those kiddos are also doing a really impressive job. Their development, their skills, their personalities. It's the same thing as we were talking kind of with our adult events. It's a great social aspect. Some of these kids are building lifelong friendships. They look forward to seeing each other every week. Can't wait for dance. They love what they're learning, but they love to get to see their friends. And it's just a really good for confidence building and building those social opportunities as well.
Yeah, but now adding with Ballroom for Kids, so that's another.
We're very excited about the Ballroom for Kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's kind of a full circle moment adding that, because really how we got into the Crystal Ballroom was based on the need for Rebel Dance Academy's growth trajectory. Mm-hmm. And we were in a space in Sherwood that was just busting at the seams, and next thing you know, Dana reached out and said, hey, the Crystal Ballroom, let's go take a look, and here we are. So to have both businesses kind of complement each other in such a versatile space, it's pretty cool to watch.
So are you guys having fun?
Oh my gosh, yes.
I would say.
Yeah. Okay.
It really is something neat.
And it really shows folks. So, you can't see the Kruegers here like I can, and you see the passion and the joy coming from them as they talk about this opportunity that they put together. And I can't say enough about, again, the beautiful venue that is here. They've put a lot of effort into it, and they've done a great job with getting it to the point where it is today. And Eric mentioned before the idea of a Hollywood iconic feel to it is very true. It's a real throwback to that Humphrey Bogart era of Hollywood. And so I'd encourage you to stop in and take a look. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Eric, for joining us today.
Rick.
Thank you,
And it's always fun having you guys on the podcast. Thank you for all the work that you guys are doing and the exciting venue opportunities that you're presenting for people that want to come and take a look and check out Calumet County. So thank you for
Pleasure.
that. And listeners, thanks for tuning in to episode number 44. Please make sure you check out the other 43 episodes of the Travel Calumet Original Podcast. You can do that by clicking on the microphone on the homepage of travelcalumet.com. And if you liked what you heard today, make sure you tell your friends to check out the Crystal and the other wonderful things that are happening here in Calumet County. And also, please help us spread the word by mentioning it to folks that they should take a listen to the Travel Calumet Original Podcast. It's one great way for us to get the word out, and we just like the opportunity to tell all the great things that are happening here. So help us out by sharing the good news. Thanks again for listening, and until next time.